Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. In today's video, we are going to be talking about perfumes that I feel like are either overhyped, not worth the money, or I just simply do not like them. I have a couple of fragrances in front of me that I absolutely hate. Like, I loathe them. I can't stand to smell them. And then I have some fragrances here that I actually kind of like, but I don't think they're worth the money. So of course, this video is incredibly subjective. This is just my opinion. It is absolutely not fact. My opinion does not equal fact, and we can definitely disagree and still be friends. No need to have any hurt feelings here. No hurt feelings, okay? No hurt feelings. This is just perfume. It's not serious. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. I do mostly perfume and beauty on this channel. I love makeup, beauty, perfume. If you're into that kind of content, I would love it if you would subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. I'm so thankful to each and every one of you. And if you want to see the perfumes that I don't really care for that much, then just keep on watching. All right, I'm just going to start off with a bang. I'm going to start off with the fragrance I hate the most. This is a fragrance that I can't stand. I loathe it, and it is my least liked fragrance I have ever tested, and that is by Moogler, and that is Angel, the EDP. The EDP. I have the 2011 EDT, and that one I actually like, but this one, the EDP, is just absolutely horrendous to me. I really can't stand it. So I am a patchouli lover. I love patchouli in my fragrances, but the patchouli that's in here smells earthy, it smells dirty, it actually smells like dirt to me. And when I spray it on paper, it's one thing. I didn't like it on paper. I still have this sample because I've only been able to spray it a couple of times. I don't want to spray it today because I hate it so much. You know what? Let's just spray it. Let's just do it. So on paper, I already knew I didn't like it, but I thought, you know what? I need to put it on my skin and I need to test it out and I need to try it because you know how something smells on paper and how it smells on your skin can be completely different. But when I put it on my skin, it turned from bad to worse. It smelled so dirty, like I hadn't taken a shower in a couple of weeks. And I don't think that's what anybody's going for. I really don't like this. You know, it's not so bad in the beginning, but it's when it starts to kind of settle. I start to pick up something, an underlying dirtiness. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? I don't think I'm the only one that doesn't like this perfume. I think this is an incredibly polarizing fragrance, and I know a lot of people can't stand this fragrance, and a lot of people love it. So I'm just, it's not for me. I do think that it's kind of iconic. I mean, it did kind of do something different for its time, you know. During that time, perfumes like this really weren't out necessarily, like gourmands mixed with patchouli. It just wasn't really a thing, and from what I've read, this was kind of like a groundbreaking fragrance. So I understand that this is iconic. I understand that it had a time and a place, but I don't want to wear it. Let's just keep going with Moogler. Now this one I don't hate at all. I actually think it's a nice perfume, but this is Alien. Really, to me, I just don't understand the hype behind it. You know, I think it's nice, but I never fell in love with it. I never thought it was just amazing, but really I think it's mostly my preference. So this is a very jasmine heavy fragrance. It's just jasmine and I think some woody notes. I'll leave the notes up on the screen, but it's just very jasmine forward, and I don't hate it. I actually like it. Yeah, I actually like this fragrance. I just never fell in love with it, and I just didn't understand the hype. I'm not the type of person that minds a really heady white floral, but for some reason, I prefer other white florals over jasmine. Jasmine is a note that I like. I enjoy in my perfumes, but I like it more in the background. If it's a jasmine forward fragrance, sometimes I struggle with it. Now, I have heard that the original formulation was way better than the reformulated. I don't know. I've never smelled the original, but I have heard from a lot of people that this is not what it used to be. I just think it's okay. All right, another fragrance that I am super disappointed I don't like. I wanted to love this fragrance, you guys. I don't know why. I had it in my head I was going to love it, and that is by LANCOME, and this is Oud Bouquet. Now, I was able to get a sample of it, and I was so excited. I could not wait. It came in the mail, and I was like, no, No. Oh, you guys, I love syrupy, sticky, sweet fragrances. I love jammy rose types of perfumes, and I thought this was going to be the oud, finally. The oud for me that I just love. But it's not, unfortunately. It's so close though. It's so close to being something I like. But there is something in here and I don't know what it is. It's gotta be the oud. It's gotta be, because I've never really been a big fan of oud. I get the syrupy, rosy, sweetness that people get from this fragrance when they describe it in their videos. People talking about how sweet and like sticky sweet this is. And I get that, but more than I get that, there's something underlying in the fragrance that just ruins it for me. And I cannot for the life of me figure out. It almost smells like rubbing alcohol. Yeah, I can't do it, you guys. I can't do it. I really don't like this fragrance. I'm so sad. But yeah, there's definitely a jammy rose, a sweetness to this fragrance for sure. But that rubbing, it's like somebody threw rubbing alcohol in here. I don't know. I just really don't like it. My husband hates this fragrance. I sprayed it on my skin and I was like walking around smelling it, and my husband was like, oh my gosh, that is terrible. He could not stand it, which is kind of funny because a lot of people put it in their like sexy, men really love this perfume type of videos, but my husband hated it. You know what else my husband hated? La Vie Belle by LANCOME. I actually hadn't smelled that in a hot minute, and not too long ago, my husband and I went around, we were perfume shopping, and a tester for the original La Vie Belle was out, and I thought, I'm gonna smell that. It's been so long since I've smelled it. I want to, you know, it's such a polarizing fragrance at this point. Some people really hate it, and I just want to refresh my memory. So I smelled it, and I actually really liked it. I thought it was nice. I don't feel the need to run out and buy a bottle of it, but I didn't have any problems with it. I thought it was a fun, sweet type of fragrance. And my husband smelled it and he hated it. He said he thought it smelled like bug spray. So that just goes to show, a lot of people say that that is also a fragrance that men really go crazy for, but not my husband. Anyway, back to Oud Bouquet. Not for me. It smells like roses, sweet, sticky, syrupy roses with rubbing alcohol to me, and I can't get down with it. All right, next up, let's talk about Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. So I've tried Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, I've tried Light Blue Intense. I cannot find a light blue for me. I just do not like this range. This is very, very citrusy, and it almost smells masculine to me. Does anybody else get that? It kind of smells like a citrusy, woody, masculine, kind of like a cologne. And I never really could get on with it. I'm not the biggest fan of freshies, and I don't understand the hype behind this at all. The Intense was the same way. I thought maybe I'd really like the Intense. It just smells kind of screechy to me. It's like a screechy, almost like a household cleaner type of vibe, and I really don't like it. And I don't understand. I mean, so many people talk about this. I see this in like summertime videos. This one comes out a lot. You know, I can't wait to wear my light blue. It smells so summertime. Of course, and I get that. It's a citrusy, fresh type of fragrance. So I get why people would want to wear it in the summer, but to me, it just smells so screechy. But yeah, I just can't get on with it. And then along those same lines is this perfume here by Atelier Cologne. This is Lemon Island. I have a deluxe sample here that I actually thought I was going to love. When I first smelled it on paper, I was like, yes, I finally found the lemon citrusy scent for me. This is going to be amazing for summer. I wanted to buy a full bottle, and then I tested it out on my skin. So on paper, it smells like a lemon sugar cookie, which I'm here for because I am a gourmand person. Yeah, on paper, this smells absolutely divine. It smells a little bit tarter than a sugar cookie. It's like a tart, like a very lemony tart, but kind of sweet as well. It smells amazing on paper. I really wish that this didn't turn so bad on my skin. This smells really, really good on paper, but when I put it on my skin, it turns from a tart, lemony, yummy sugar cookie vibe to hospital cleaner. It turns very quickly into that. And yeah, I was so bummed. I was so bummed. So on my skin, I noticed it started to turn into a cleaner of some sort, like a citrusy lemon cleaner, and it reminded me of like a hospital room when they sterilize it and clean it. That's what it smelled like to me, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't get it off of me fast enough. I absolutely hated it. So That's unfortunate because I just absolutely love the way it smells on paper, and if maybe it won't do that on your skin, maybe it'll keep that delicious lemon cookie kind of vibe on you, but on me it is a huge fail and I don't want to smell like hospital cleaner. Okay, this next one absolutely breaks my heart. I wanted to love this fragrance. I was so excited. Everybody's been talking about it like it is the best vanilla they have ever smelled. This has gotten a ton of hype lately, and this is by MCGRATH. This is Note Vanille, I think is how you say it. I did get a sample. I tried so hard to love this fragrance, but I can't. Now, I know that the people who love this fragrance truly love it. I mean, people just rave about it. Unfortunately for me, it does something incredibly weird on my skin chemistry. It actually smells like BO on me. I was super shocked. It's not just like a little bit. It's not like a little bit of BO and then it fades away and turns into this beautiful vanilla on my skin. On me, it's like this thick, heavy wall of body odor all over. And I was so sad, and I thought maybe I had like a bad sample. So I'd actually gotten a sample of it from Lucky Scent, and I thought, you know what, this is one of those really small samples that you really can't test it. You can't test the fragrances out fully. You can kind of get an idea, but you can't spray it on and actually wear it. So I thought maybe I need to get like a bigger sample. So a friend actually sent me a bigger sample of it that I could spray on and actually test out and wear, and it was the same thing. So it wasn't a bad sample. It's just, it does not mix with my skin chemistry at all, and I'm so sad because everybody makes it sound so amazing and it just doesn't work for me. Now, I went on Fragrantica to see if I was the only one. Like, am I the only person who gets body odor from this fragrance? And I wasn't. Other people were getting it as well. Now, some people were saying it's amazing, it's the best vanilla they've ever smelled, and some people were like, oh my gosh, this smells like body odor. So on paper, it doesn't smell like body odor to me, but when I put it on my skin, so it has to be a certain skin chemistry just does not vibe with this perfume, and I unfortunately am one of those people. On paper, this is absolutely gorgeous. I can see what people are talking about. There's rum in here, there's cognac. In the opening, you have orange and citruses. You also have some floral notes. There's jasmine in here. There's a couple of like alcohol notes. And of course, vanilla, sandalwood, amber. It really does smell good on paper, but the second I put this on my skin, you know what? Let's just see. Let's just put it on my hand. Maybe it's changed. Nope, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. It smells like body odor on me right away. Right away. From paper, it's amazing. To my hand, it is body odor. That's such a shame. I would say, do not blind buy that fragrance. Make sure you get a sample, test it out first, because if it works for you, it's going to be worth the hype. You know, if it is that beautiful, yummy vanilla that everybody's talking about that I smell on the paper, then I think it would be worth it. But if it turns into what it turns into on me, you're going to be upset. It's not for me, unfortunately. I'm very sad about it, and I'm going to go wash my hand right now. Next fragrance is by Dolce & Gabbana, and this is the only one. Now, this fragrance I actually had a full bottle of. I just blind bought it because Kathleen Lights did a video a few years back showing her entire perfume collection. And she said that this was one of her absolute favorite fragrances, and of course I just went out and bought it. Because she made it sound amazing. And it really should have been a fragrance that I loved. If you just look at the notes, it should have been a safe blind buy. It was caramel, coffee, there's orange, pear, orange blossom, but the caramel and the vanilla and the base, I just thought it was a shoo-in and I was going to love it. And I was so disappointed when I got it and I sprayed it and it smelled like cough syrup to me. I don't know if anybody else gets cough syrup, but it's such a sticky, sweet fragrance, which I don't have a problem with sticky, sweet fragrances. I love sticky, sweet fragrances if I like the way it smells. But if it's sticky, sweet, and it has something in it that I don't like, then it's like, no. Then it's too much. And I think what I have come to the conclusion in the opening, there's violet. There's a lot of violet in the opening, and my nose could just really make out a lot of that purple flower violet, and for some reason it was translating into my head like medicinal. A sticky, thick cough syrup is how it smells to me, and I just really didn't like it. I ended up decluttering it. I actually tried to wear it a few times because I thought, no, I'm supposed to like this fragrance. This is supposed to be a fragrance that I love. I love all these notes. What's happening? I tried to force myself to love it, but I really just couldn't. And I actually can pick it up. I recognize that fragrance very distinctly. I had a patient come in and she was wearing Dolce & Gabbana, the only one, and I could smell it immediately. I asked her, I said, hey, are you wearing that fragrance? She's like, yeah. And she asked me, she's like, oh, does it smell good? And I'm like, yeah. But no, I didn't think it did. Oh my God, I hope she's not watching this. This next fragrance I am actually upset about. I'm upset. I'm kind of mad, and I'm not really mad because it's just perfume, but I was disappointed to say the least. This is by Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is La Belle La Parfum. This is supposed to be the better version of La Belle. Everybody said that. Literally everybody, not everybody. There were a couple of people who still said they preferred the original, but it seemed to me like most people were saying that the intense version was the way to go. People were decluttering the original La Belle because they said they smell similar, but the intense version is just deeper, sexier, better performing, just everything you would want the perfume to be. And I thought, oh, that's a safe blind buy because I love La Belle. I love the original La Belle, but the intense version is a different story. I don't think they smell anything alike. If you've been watching my channel, you guys know I have a very sensitive sniffer when it comes to cherry. Now, there's no cherry notes listed here in Fragrantica, but there's cherry in here. I don't care. I do not care what Fragrantica says. I don't care what anybody else says. There's cherry in this fragrance, you guys. My nose can pick it up like a bloodhound, and it smells like cough syrup to me. I cannot stand it. It was such a disappointment. It was a scrubber for me. It doesn't smell anything like the original La Belle. I love that pear and vanilla yumminess from the original, but the added cherry that's in here, I know it's in here. Don't tell me it's not in here. It's in here. I can smell it. Nope, there's definitely something fruity like cherry. I don't like it. I just do not like it. It's not for me. I cannot believe it. Actually, I am so glad I got this sample and tested it out, because if I hadn't, a subscriber actually sent this to me. You know who you are. Thank you, because you saved me money. I would have definitely blind bought this just based off of everybody saying that they smell so similar, but this is just the better version. I could not disagree more. I will stick with my original La Belle. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but real quick, we'll talk about Baccarat Rouge 540. I've been pretty vocal about that fragrance since I started talking about perfumes on this channel. I don't think it's a bad fragrance at all. I don't hate it. I don't get the Band-Aid or rubbery references that some people do. Some people say it smells medicinal. It smells like Band-Aids. I never got that from that fragrance. I tried both the EDP and the EXTRAIT. I never really got anything bad from Baccarat Rouge 540, but I never really was like overwhelmed with it. I wasn't just blown away. I thought it was nice, it was okay, but it wasn't a fragrance I was just dying to run out and spend that kind of money on. I just think it's a okay fragrance, but I definitely didn't get the hype behind it. Again, I didn't get any of the bad things. You know, some people really hate that fragrance, and I'm not in that group. I'm not in the Baccarat Rouge 540 hate group, but I'm not in the Baccarat Rouge 540 absolutely love, think it's the best fragrance in the world group either. I've never felt like it was all that great, and yeah, I just always thought it was okay. Also by MFK, Oud Satin Mood. That one is super hyped up. People swear by this fragrance, and I cannot get behind it. I tried a sample of it and I did not like it at all. It actually came across super powdery on my skin. It was really, really powdery. I don't really hear a lot of people describe Oud Satin Mood as powdery. When I look on the main accords on Fragrantica, powdery is there. It says vanilla, rose, oud, powdery, violet. I don't know what's making it powdery. There's rose, there's vanilla, there's oud, violet, and benzoin. So I just don't think that violet is like always the note for me, and I don't really care for oud. I do have a couple fragrances that have oud in it, but it has to be in the background, you know? It just can't be the main star of the show for me. This is just a powdery, woody, oudy vibe that I don't care for at all. I want Lancome's Oud Bouquet. I want that fragrance, but I want it without that rubbing alcohol. And I thought, well, maybe this is it. You know, maybe Oud Satin Mood, it has rose, it has oud. Maybe it'll be that thing I'm looking for. But I'm looking for an oud fragrance for me. So if you have a suggestion for me, let me know. But Oud Satin Mood is not it. All right, another fragrance that I absolutely thought I was going to love based off of how it smelled on paper is Tribeca by Bon No. 9. I have a sample of it here and I thought I was going to love it. I really do like the way it smells on paper. I was super excited when I sprayed it because I was like, ooh, I'm gonna love this. This has hazelnut in it, which I love. I love anything that reminds me of Nutella, and I thought this was gonna be the hazelnut fragrance of my dreams. Yeah, I really like the way this smells on paper, but when I tested it out on my skin, the more it developed, the more it ended up smelling like cat pee. It just turned so rancid on my skin. Tribeca and me do not get along at all. I actually was watching a movie with my husband when I tested it out. I had to stop the movie, run upstairs and shower because I could not stand. The more it developed, the more it smelled like straight up cat pee on my skin, and it was absolutely awful. I don't think the fragrance is bad though. I understand why a lot of people like it. I don't personally think it's bad, but I don't think it's a safe blind buy. I think you have to test that fragrance out. It just doesn't jive with some people's skin chemistry. That's it. Those are the fragrances I just wanted to share with you that really didn't work out for me. I either don't understand the hype behind them, they just don't work with my skin chemistry, or I just plain don't like it. Let me know in the comment section what fragrances you do not like. What are some super popular fragrances that you just cannot get behind and you really don't like them? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!